Hi, I wanted to talk with you today for just a few minutes about one of those topics that's showing up a little bit more in coaching this time of year, which is multitasking. Just about everybody is trying to get more done so that they can have free time. It's maybe you've got that fiscal year starting in July, or maybe you've got to get the mid-year budget done, or you've got so many people trying to go on vacation, you have to balance schedules for them. Whatever it is, you're trying to cover all of those sorts of things, plus your normal work. And so you start to say, how can I get this done? And that leads most of us to think about multitasking. That's why I want to talk about this topic, because it's one of those things that actually is kind of a myth about being able to get more things done. What happens when we multitask is that our brain doesn't really do two things at once. It's kind of a brain flaw we have. If you're doing it automatically, it works, but if you're trying to be conscious about it, like I'm trying to listen to this phone call and do my emails at the same time, that's not going to work. Unconsciously it works. That's why we can walk and chew gum. But when we're trying to do two mental tasks, it doesn't work. What happens instead is that our brain flits back and forth from one to the other. The result of that is we aren't very good at either one of them. Now, the two key terms here in my mind are efficiency and effectiveness. Multitasking increases your efficiency. You get more things done. But as far as your effectiveness on doing them, that really goes down the toilet. Some great studies on this done in the last few years. There was one at the University of London. What they found is that when people try to answer emails or text while engaging in other activities, their IQ basically goes down by about 15 points. Interestingly, by way of comparison, that's more loss of IQ than you get by smoking cannabis. So that tells you something about your efficiency on those sorts of things. Another way of thinking about that, if you work at something for 7 minutes and lose 15% of it, that means you've lost a minute of it. If you're talking about quality and you would grade yourself at a 90, you've now gone down to a mid-C at about 75. So neither one of those things are really what you're looking to have done. You get more efficient, but what you get done really doesn't improve very much. You get the bases covered, but you're going to have to go back and cover them again later on because of the errors that are made or because of the time that's involved. So obviously the answer is don't do it. But it's a little bit hard to do. Part of what happens as we get involved with multitasking is we also speed up some dopamine transfers in our brain, so it feels good to us to do this. We start to go, yeah, I'm the man, I got this covered, I got it covered. When really we don't. We're fooling ourselves when we do that. So part of what you have to do is to really step back and work on one thing at a time. Great suggestions I've gotten some from clients. I'll ask them a question, well, how are you going to do that? The easiest one that most people do is to set a timer. So if they want to check their email, they'll set a timer to do it for 10 minutes and then go on to some other activity. If they go into a meeting, they'll leave their cell phone out of there. I know you may set it to vibrate, but you know when it's vibrating and that's a distraction and you're going to want to pick it up to see who it is. So don't even take it with you to those meetings. Be present, be focused, one task at a time. Take those other distractions off. So don't take your phone with you. Set yourself a timer and then you'll work on just one task at a time. And that's a great way to get started to break that multitasking habit. So have a great summer and do it one thing at a time.